5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. So the clock is starting now. I'm gonna go first to the TR and see what they're pulling in. I'm going the wrong way. Here's the TR starting forces. Looks like they've got at least two 6-man squads pushing on Sunderers. You have some harassers coming out for protection. I don't know what kind of Sunderer this is. It looks like it's a double Basilisk Sunderer, which is a pretty smart move in this case because you want to be able to attack all the targets that are coming in, especially harassers in air. I don't see it. Well, you have some early sights coming in, but I'm not sure if that's a DPSO's crew. So this is the first initial loadout. You have multiple harassers, at least 4 to 5 harassers coming in with Sunderers. So it looks like they're getting ready for the ground pounding game. They're probably looking to push out enemy Sunderers.
In this specific base, I think that the harassers normally very powerful, but less powerful here. It's a very closed-in space. Common maxes can really just rip, harassers apart at this kind of range.
Right, but unless they actually deployed as maxes, they're going to have problems because they're going to be dependent on Sunderers to switch out loadouts and things like that. Now you have an early Sunderer from DPSO, from the Banu forces coming out here. But it's not really being defended. It has Furies on top, which isn't going to do much against these light vehicles here. And then you have an early push onto the point from TR. It doesn't look like they're opposed. Let me get in here. But they got taken out by one max. I'm not sure who that is. Looks like it's a DPSO guy. So you had an early push from the TR here. Yeah, Zoe OP, there you go. When Zoe took out like 4 or 5 guys, but that's just the nature of them. TR are going to have to counter with maxes of their own if they want to have any chance of taking out these Banu maxes. I'm going to come in here for a couple of early shots of the point action, then we're going to whip outside and see what's going on. Now, essentially, with the early Zoe push, they have the point settled down, but it's only 4 people, which could easily be countered by enough TR forces. Bunch of action at the back door. You have Banu defending the back door, but then you have TR pushing on the sides. They're coming in with guns, doing what needs to be done. Whenever you face a Zoe, don't run from them, just shoot them. It's always the best bet. Even if you get taken out, at least you got a couple hit points taken off them. And then you have the quick reinforcements from Banu. I mean, this is looking like a pretty scrappy fight, Scourge. I mean, you have early attacks on the point, some early aggression from both sides.
Yeah,
you have both gens being taken out. So these teams are they're acting essentially like each other. It's like a mirror battle here. The only thing I would say for the TR forces that they're doing that they're not doing what the Banu forces are doing is that they're not countering maxes with maxes. They're going to need some maxes to come in here and take out these infantry. I mean, I don't know. Do you think they should be bringing in early maxes or just focusing on infantry like they're doing right now with medics?
I think right now they don't want to sink their resources. I mean, because especially if your squad gets wiped and you don't got any medics to bring your maxes up and they're parked on your bodies, then then that could be a catastrophic loss, especially on the test server where people don't have boosts. Resources can be sketchy.
Yeah, and then you have a couple of future crew guys here running around. You have an infiltrator and Toro kill, and I think Shock's a medic. Yeah, Shock's a medic right now. They're sweeping around, clearing the area of any remaining TR. TR are stuck outside. I don't know if they have a Sunderer. I'm gonna go look for it. So you have most of the Banu forces pushing on the point. They're converging on this to defend it against the TR aggression. So TR, if they're still flying around, you have 2 mosquitoes and a liberator up above. So they could suppress those Sunderers from the Banu. And it's fine. You have plenty of time. You have 5 minutes. You could take out those Sunderers, take out any remaining vehicles, cut off the reinforcements to the base, and then push in slowly. And see, that's what they're doing now. They're just trying to come in here with some harassers and take a couple people out. But they're going to have to come in here and reset the clock because they have been essentially 5 minutes to retake this point. And those 5 minutes can slip by really fast, man, like grains of sand inside of an hourglass. It goes by quicker than what you would think. So they're going to have mount some kind of offense against these Banu guys on point. Otherwise, they're going to be left out here sitting with their thumbs, up there, what. So
as you can see, the tier definitely have complete air dominance here. But I think they really underestimated how fast the Vanu could move in on the point and just set up shop.
Right, and they're going to have to probably call those guys from the air, leave 1 or 2 mosquitoes up, but call everybody else on the ground. You're going to need boots on the ground pushing this point. Otherwise, you're just going to get outnumbered in every engagement, every conflict, which is something that you don't want to have happen. You don't want people dying up by themselves like this guy did right here. You want people reinforcing each other, moving together, and they're doing some early work on the harassers. They're taking their time. which is something I saw from Dread Legion in the last scrim, is that they don't rush things. They take their time, they do things right, you know, they do things pretty much by the book. So look to see some coordinated pushes coming in here, at least within the last few minutes of the cap time. We're going to see what happens. What would you do in this situation? What would you do, say, if you had 24 people and you were the platoon lead?
Is Dread Legion TR here?
Yeah, we're in the Dread Legion platoon, so we're seeing Dread Legion numbers.
I think it's definitely time to just try and make some attempt at the point, because I mean, as you've said, they're very good about rallying up and going in, as a team. But they've been giving up a lot of valuable time, which in the rules, the format here, can definitely hurt your overall match. Even if you do eventually kick them off the point.
Yeah, and especially because it looks like Viner are pretty much entrenched the back door. You have some heavies peeking, shooting rockets out. But you have the TR, you see what I mean? They're moving together. They have their 6-man fire teams, and they're moving together. So, I mean, all they need is a couple special grenades in here, a couple conks, a couple flashes, maybe some EMPs.
As you can see, though, the VS aren't, they're not stacking everybody up on the door. They're just trying to skirmish by time.
Yeah, then you have one VS infiltrator doing some work on the people. The Scythes are coming in, doing some work on these infantry. I'm not sure the TR air isn't effectively defending their infantry. Okay, here they come in. They're going to swoop in and try and take that Scythe out. But a lot of TR have died at this back door. They got a lot of early pressure on them. They were a little too bunched up, is my only really criticism of this TR push right here. But now they're going to be coming in, trying to run into the store and take some VS out. The most important thing that you want to be doing here is, I mean, when you're running as a medic, you want to be the second or third person in line with the AoE heal up, spamming that. You get 3 or 4 medics with that, you get some pretty good defenses. And this Max, he deployed himself, which I don't think is a good idea here, because you get a lot of easy rockets on you, so it's really easy to counter a Max that isn't moving. Mobility is king in this game, for good or ill. Mobility is what's going to keep you alive, it's what's going to keep you pushing, it's what's going to keep your momentum going. I see a couple of, it's probably a Toro kill or VS21314, they're notorious for those infiltrator kills. But TR are going to, the time is running out little by little. I don't see them in a rush, which is good, but they also need to realize that if they don't get a good coordinated push on this and get some those VS dislodged, they're going to be pretty much assed out.
Yeah, and I think the TR attack, where you saw the pods landing and the infiltrator flanking, that shows a lot of the pressures of being the attacker, is that you got to keep moving, or else other skirmishing forces will whittle you down, and you're getting bogged down trying to res and repair everyone. Just one thing leads to another, and I mean, as you can see, there's only 1:30 left on the cap time. VS are about to just outright win this round.
Yeah, it's hard too, especially because that Max is coming in without support. But his support went up, whereas he went straight down. He survived, but you're probably gonna have a couple of VS drop in here to make sure that he goes down. See, look at this VS defense. It's pretty good. They have people on the balcony. They probably have all 2 squads in here, all 24 on point, and it's rough to take them out. I mean, you have to be really aggressive with the grenades. You have to maybe even do a gal drop, which the TR have done. They have one fire team on the roof that's going to be looking to push balcony, which is smart. I mean, it's what I would do in this situation, because then you spread out the VS defenses and you make them having to look 3 or 4 ways instead of just 1 or 2 ways, which is something that you really want. But they're going to have to converge all their forces in. I mean, they really have to throw all their eggs in one basket and just toss the basket into the fucking fray and see what happens. But we'll have to see what happens here, because they only have maybe 4 or 5 people out here on the balcony, and the VS are pretty entrenched inside. Here comes a firefight.
We'll see. As long as they can get on the point and contest it, they can keep this match going. This is going from the top balcony there is easily the best way to push in, but the VS seem to have already called the rotate and moved up.
Yeah, they're going to be responding pretty heavily here. I mean, those Maxes have to get in there and not shoot the other VS Maxes. They have to shoot the support here. I mean, your Max can die, but as long as your support's up, he gets revived. They have 12 seconds on point. So they only have 10 seconds to get to this point. They really have to have an aggressive push here, but it looks like the TR will take it on the balcony. Yeah, they're not going to get it. The TR were taken out on the balcony. All the support was taken out, but you only have 1 Max. I think you're going to see...
Yeah, and I think something that happened there is you saw the TR, kind of rally up at the top and loiter, and in that time, the sensor darts, kind of revealed them. And I mean, all the VS were initially sitting over the double doors, and they saw the threat coming in from the balcony, and were able to all rotate up in time and just turn it into a meat grinder.
Yeah, and I think what had happened too is the TR they played it almost too by the book. They had proper support with their vehicles, they had proper air vehicles, but they didn't commit enough early forces to the point. At the start of the match, you only had 3 or 4 Vanu on point, and then they reinforced with probably one of the early Sunderers. So the biggest thing really to do is to get entrenched on this point with your 24, and essentially just forgo all vehicles on the outside. Because I mean, they had